Renee, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today and some news that just broke. Can't wait to dive in on it. But first, let me pull up the comics. My man Howie Bell in the building. Howie, how you doing, sir?
What up, Frank? What up? What up? What's going on with your good brother? What's happening?
You know, we're just trying to make it happen, Howie. You know how we do. Mo was here a second ago, but Mo's not here. So D. Jones is going to come in a little late. So let's bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, how you doing, sir?
Hey, it's all good, fellas. Hey, listen, I've been playing hurt all week, man. I tweaked my back on Monday. If you can smell this room, it's icy hot.
I already imagine. Okay, there goes Mo. Big Mo's in the building. Mo, how you doing,
What's going on, fellas? Sorry, I had technical difficulty beyond my control.
Yeah, I understand how that goes.
You got the glasses, baby.
Yeah, we about to get into it. All right, so listen, we got some stuff to talk about. So let me dive into the story first. Let me pull up Howie right here like I normally do. And Howie, I don't know if you got a chance to see the news that just broke 20 minutes ago, but according to the NFL sources, the NFL's Pro Bowl is now getting ready to end, according to a report by The Athletic. The league is leaving the event in the past and prioritizing the Pro Bowl honor as an individual performance award without alternatives. Steve and I were talking about this. White Shock and I were talking about this just a second ago before we got on the air. Crazy part about this, man, is there are guys who get bumps. I understand why they're ending it, obviously for ratings and stuff like that, but there are guys who get huge bumps if they make it to the Pro Bowl. What's your thought on the NFL ending the Pro Bowl?
Wow, that's my first time hearing it right now. It has been going down. I think the best year they had, I mean, we may have talked about this before when it was like Team Sanders against Michael Irving or something like that. And they had the year and the teams were actually playing against each other. Like you would have, a Lions player playing defense against, opposite, lined up opposite against another Lions player. And that was the last year that was like fun. And I think that I don't know what happened after that, but they need to reinvent something, though. I don't think it should go away forever. They got to think of something, though. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Like you said, this will bump you up, contract-wise, if you get a Pro Bowl player, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know about, eliminating that completely. I don't think the individual thing do the season thing. That's, they need some kind of game or some kind of event, man, what brings all the players together. So it's kind of sad to see that come to an end. Wow.
Right, 100%. Mo, what's your take on the Pro Bowl ending, man? How are you looking at it?
Here's my Pelican brief. Here's my conspiracy theory. They make room for flag football.
And they already have it as flag football. It already is flag football.
In the Pro Bowl?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm talking about completely flat. They're gonna revamp it. They're gonna make it. It might be in there now, but they're gonna make it more intriguing, more involved. I think that's what they're gonna do. That's my theory on it, because guys are gonna get those bonuses no matter what. They're gonna work that out. You can still be whatever. They're gonna make some kind of arrangement so guys still get their bonus. But that flag football, watch out! I'm telling you, they're gonna make a way for it. That's gonna be the Pro Bowl.
Very interesting take. Jay, filmmaker Jason Hayes, talk to me. Because we always talk about contracts and stuff, and being that you're the one who has the most legal or relationship to somebody who has a legal idea of this, how are you looking at this, man?
Well, as a director, the number one job of the director is to help the actor understand the motivation for why they are doing what they're doing, right? That is no different in any other aspect of life, and this is particularly applicable to business. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business. So I looked up, to see when the first Pro Bowl game was played. It's played January of 1951, right? Well, what is the Pro Bowl? It's essentially an all-star game that they probably did to hype up the league,
right,
to drum up publicity for the NFL. Well, guess what the NFL doesn't need now? Publicity.
Right.
And then the nature of the sport is so inherently dangerous to that after a brutal season of which they want to add an 18th game to, you cannot have guys go out there and play another football game that means nothing to anybody other than you are an all-star. So it had to go at some point. I'm surprised that it took this long.
White Chocolate stated that a Pro Bowl team consisting of 88 players will still be selected each season under the same format, and all players selected to the team will be invited to a ceremony after the season to be honored. So it looks like that they're not alleviating the Pro Bowl honor for their contract. You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm gonna have to have him come in a second. And matter of fact, Steve,
but that's no different than being named the NBA All-Star and also being named an All NBA person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily need the game, to get the honor.
Steve, say that last part. You come in for a second, say that last part, and then we'll bow out.
The part I just posted.
Yes.
The flag football, I'll make it short. In 2023, they combined the flag football into two halves or whatever, and they've had flag football basically since 2023. Long story short.
Thanks for that, Steve. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Appreciate it. All right, let's go back to Howie Bell. Howie, now, because we're still talking about the NFL, I'm not sure if you got a chance to even pay attention to this either, but a new study shows of NFL players who played in at least one of the NFL's league game and died between 2016 and 2021 showed at least 25% of them had CTE. 25%. The study, the researchers at Mass General Brigham Hospital published Tuesday in a British medical journal says that it deepens the link between the head impacts of NFL players who suffer in chronic traumatic anxiety. I don't know how to pronounce that big, huge word, but and it also contributes to degenerative brain disease known as CTE, which the reason why I wanted to bring this up, Howie Bell, is because I think now moving forward in this season, moving forward, they're going to be calling a lot more plays and a lot more head-to-head impacts. You know how these guys, because I watched preseason. Yeah. I was watching preseason, and I was blown away with how many flags they were throwing for guys who were hitting each other, and it didn't seem like it was that impactful. But they seem to be doing that, so they're cracking down on the CTE thing, bro. Howie, what's your take on this, man?
Man, I know I used to tease Dobbs wearing the big helmet, calling him Big Head Dobbs.
Yeah,
like Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, it seemed like he's always been the smartest player,
But one thing he won't have, Howie, is CTE. He ain't gonna have CTE. I can tell you that.
And that's what I'm saying to you. He's the smartest player on the field, man. Him and it's a couple other guys. You know what I'm saying? But that may become the norm. You know what I'm saying? It looks funny, it look all that stuff, but man, you want to save your brain, man, for later on in your life. You may have to get that padded helmet, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, man. It looks like the league may design a better looking helmet too. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to come up with something. You know what I mean? I mean, the penalties, calling the penalties is good too, but they still, man, so many inadvertent hits to the head, man. You know what I'm saying? Penalties can't, stop. So, I mean, we all saw, a guy almost die on the field a couple seasons ago. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, so they got to do something.
All right, Big Mo, what's your take on this, man? Do you think we're going to see a lot more headbanging and penalties called this upcoming season because of the report that was just put out by Mass General?
I wouldn't say it's not going to happen. Honestly, kudos to the NFL for trying to take charge and keep guys, to be more available after their career. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like after their career is over, that's when things get worse, and kudos to the NFL, man.
100%. Filmmaker Jason Hayes, the man who is the filmmaker on the board and everything. How are you looking at this, Jay?
I'm looking at it like this. Like, I'm not sure if we discussed this on this show at some point since I've been doing the show over like the last almost 2 years or not. But this is something I've been saying for years. I am really bearish on the long-term prospects of the NFL because the inherent nature of the sport makes it to where it's not going to be sustainable moving forward if people aren't willing to say, if I play this sport, I'm going to be willing to die and deal with the long-term ramifications of it. So CTE is one thing, but think about how many former NFL players have either died from or are currently battling ALS right now.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
And there was a link between ALS and head trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've been saying for years that the reason why I think that the NBA is going to take over the world is not just because they're already flooded with international players that, you know, that's already bringing the world into it, is that the NFL will not be able to get parents to keep their kids going out and playing football.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be on baseball fields, they're going to be on soccer pitches, and they're going to be on, you know, in basketball courts and hell, even swimming. But I don't think the long-term prospects of this league and the sport overall is gonna be a thing 40 or 50 years from now. I just don't.
Okay. All right. Speaking of the NFL, I also saw more news came out. I mean, a lot of news came out about the NFL today. So I want to make sure I get all this out of the way before we talk about this Klay Thompson thing I want to talk to you guys about. Yeah, I got to talk about this Klay Thompson thing. The NFL is now cracking down on taunting, Howie Bell, and they're cracking down on it like in a hard way. The NFL made a concerted effort to crack down on player taunting in 2025. Taunting penalties and penalty yardage jumped to their highest level since 2021, as referees were quick to throw a flag when a player made a questionable gesture after a play. Made it possible. Make a possible gang-related gesture that, you know, they're trying to figure that out. That's definitely a flag, but they're looking at a lot of things right now, and they're trying to figure out what gang gestures are and all the other taunting gestures are, but they're definitely going to throw more flags for this. So what's your thought about the NFL? They sent out a memo today to all the NFL teams about taunting. You know what I mean? I just don't know how they're going to know what's a gang sign, because I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Man, we all know it. They get a touchdown. They all doing all like this. We know what this is.
But
you can't quit walking the end zone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? Listen, bro. You remember when Brett Favre was doing the?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember that. Brett Favre was doing the whole. They cracked down on him. They broke that down. You know, they started finding him for that. They was flagging him and all that kind of stuff. This stuff been going on for a while, man. This ain't new. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that, you know, that they don't want this stuff to get beyond the game, man. That's all it is, bro. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they trying to control it somewhat. I mean, you gotta let the players have fun and all that stuff too. But you know, when you start throwing gang signs at people and quit walking in the end zone, bro, that's not a good look. And anybody who think that is stupid. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the culture. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to bring gang culture into a sport is stupid anyway, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want that look. But like I said, they was doing that to, if you got a question about it, they was doing that to White Boy. They was doing that to Brett Favre, and all them was doing the whole this. And that was back in the 90s. So late 90s. So come on, let's go.
Mo, Big Mo, what's your take on the NFL cracking down on more on this taunting? Because what's not being said is that some people might be saying that might be something that, you know, too many of the black players are doing, and, you know, they're mad at it about the black players doing it, and that's what you're trying to crack down on them. I don't know. I mean, you know, I saw that on social media today that a couple of people were complaining about it. It was just a thing targeting the black players. I you know, because, you know, brothers have their things that they do. There's special handshakes and all that. You know what I mean? What's your take on that, Mo?
Stop the blood clot crying. The things that get on my nerve in sports, when they wouldn't let you flip the bat after a home run in the Major League Baseball. That was like, stop it. When you dunk on somebody in the NBA and you give them the stare down, and now all of a sudden they want to call a technical on that. Stop it. And now in the NFL, you get inside the end zone, you get an interception, a good defensive play, and you celebrate with your teammates or whatever that y'all got. Why all of a sudden it's gang signs? Ain't no gang signs. It's just a celebration. That's just something they threw in there to make it seem like it's something serious. Ain't nothing. Come on. And you know what? Here's the reality of it, though. If somebody is throwing gang signs, because there's a lot of gang members that are true gang members that just know how to play good football.
Oh, okay. All right. Good point.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this dude in the NFL that about that life, they just have to know how to play football.
And we know some of them, and one of them got caught up with Aaron Hernandez. That's very true. Very true.
Plenty of them.
My man D Jones is in the building, y'all. D, how you doing, sir? How everything? You good?
I'm good. How y'all doing, fellas?
All right.
What up, good brother?
So where you at with this, D Jones, with the NFL to crack down on the taunting? You know what I mean? Where you at with that?
If I can't taunt you, I'm not playing. What's it? If I can't catch the ball and you fall and I laugh at you, it's not even fun no more, man. We need more taunting. We need more dancing in the end zone. I'm for it all, man. Let's have more fun. Ha ha! Look at you, sucker. That's what they should say after every play. Look at you, sucker. And I watch every game. If they should have it where we can read what they're saying.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Or put a mic on them.
Yeah. Jay, you know what I think, Jay? I think taunting and stuff like that brings more fan excitement to me. I think people like to see that. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But what's your take on this, Jay?
I mean, that's my take too. You know, I said earlier how, because of the head trauma and all this stuff that the league won't make it. Well, if you want to shorten that shelf life even more, take the fun out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And cater to all them rich ass white lames in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't even understand what they're looking at. So my first thought was, I wonder how many white players got flagged for throwing gang signs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I'm sure, they could have been doing something that wasn't even a gang sign. They did a hand gesture that meant nothing. But because it was a black dude doing, they probably assumed, hey, it must be a gang thing. Stop this, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's why I think I'm coming at it from too. I think brothers create fancy handshakes. It's not gang related. You know what I mean? But
but taking the fun, like one of the best things about being from Florida and a college football fan was like the Florida culture is very different.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the 80s and 90s, I'm talking about the Deion Sanders, and the Peter Warricks and all them dudes, man. The Miami teams, the Florida teams. Like they used to like run past people and point at you, laughing when they was running past you, point at the back of their jersey, and they took all that out of the game. And the game is more boring because you taking that stuff out. So to me, it's almost like they're taking themselves too seriously. It's like, dude, you're entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So why would you limit any form of entertainment that the people can, the players can put on for the fans? So what if a lot of fans don't understand what it is? It ain't got to be for everybody, man. Water it down, into oatmeal and all that stuff. I'm telling you, boy, that the product ain't gonna be nothing to look at.
I agree with that 100%. All right, I'm going to switch gears. Normally, go ahead, Mo. What you want to say?
I just want to say, do you remember the time? I think it was either Paul Pierce or what's the dude, Antoine
Walker.
Used to play for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Remember he threw up the three fingers?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's gang sign. That's just a
3-point sign.
No, three fingers were embossing there for the Adidas.
Yeah.
Three for the stripes. But it was gang signs. Come on, they need to stop it.
All right, let me get. I know you on moving, but I gotta say at least one point. So listen, I want people to be clear on where I stand on this. Nobody said take away celebrating, having fun. As a matter of fact, I believe the NFL allowed way more end zone celebrations than they have in years past. I mean, people doing routines and dance, they sprinting, doing come up. So let me just start there. Number two, what I'm saying is, no, they should not have crip walking in the end zone. I don't care what it is. I don't want my kids looking at that. I got black kids, bro. I don't want my kids being influenced by gang culture, something they're getting away from, bro, to come play a sport, to have that there in the name of entertainment. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do agree that you should have fun and you should be able to do all that stuff. But like I said before, Brett Favre and all them boys was doing the cutthroat thing, and they fined them for that. So I'm telling you, so it ain't like it hasn't been done before. So I just don't like the gang street culture being like in the name of entertainment saying, yeah, let's do this. We all know what gang stuff is, bro. We trying to act silly right now.
Howie, I don't think anybody disagrees with you on this panel. I think the problem is that what are they classifying as gang signs?
Right.
Well, We all know what it is. We all know what gang stuff.
No, we don't know.
You know. We know.
Sure, the white people don't know.
I'm saying we know. We know.
They don't know.
Right? They don't know. That's the problem, and they're going to say certain
They don't
things
know.
like gang signs that aren't gang signs. That's the problem I'm having with this situation. Like we, as a culture, we know what a gang sign looked like, but for example, there was a guy who did something. It was similar to the Crip Walk, but it wasn't a Crip Walk. He did some. I don't even remember.
They do the gritty. Like all the LSU wide receivers do the gritty. You know what I'm saying? They break down. And they start hopping. It has nothing to do with any gang, anything.
Right, and they get penalized for that. Huh?
They don't get fined for the gritty.
No, but in the beginning they were until they realized
they were flagging them for the gritty.
Somebody had to make it clear.
You ever notice when it comes to black people, the word gang comes out? When there's a bunch of black people walking around, it's a gang of black people. When there's a bunch of white people walking around, it's a group of white people.
But that's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, that's my issue that I'm having with this. This is why I wanted to bring it up, because there's certain things.
Who's gonna clarify?
Right. And are they hiring somebody black to say real fast, like that's gang sign or that's not a gang sign? You know what I mean? They need to do something. But
they got some Crips and Bloods and some black gangster disciples on the payroll. Hey,
they got gang members. They got gang members on
ours. That's one of ours right here.
They got gang members on. They got gang members on retainer.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. You gotta find them later, dog.
Something gotta be done, though. Listen, fella, there are a lot of very well-to-do, progressive, conservative, liberal, all shades, all sizes of black people, man. And everybody black ain't down with some of the shit that people think that we are. We are not monolithic, man. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you though, I get the point. I swear to God I do. Because I get how they stereotype us, bro. I live this. I live this life. What I'm telling you is I don't want my kids having to deal with saying, yeah, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And filter that and let that bleed over into sports. That's all. That's all.
But nobody's saying let them throw up gang signs. Nobody's saying that.
But in a sense, we are. We like, yeah.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
There is no sense of that. There is no sense of that.
No, we're not.
What we're saying is who is going to say what a gang sign is and what a gang sign isn't.
I heard we need somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that part.
Yeah. If it's a legitimate gang sign, that's a problem. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, how are you flagging celebration because it might be a gang sign?
Yeah, I agree.
That's the issue.
That's all we're saying. Who's going to be the person who's going to judge what the gang sign is?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Do you have Bloods and Crips on retainer to to say that's one of ours or not?
Yeah, because
you know
like I said,
we don't need Bloods and Crips on retainer though. We got regular people that know. We got regular people that know exactly what all that crap is. Bro.
But when they started doing the gritty, they started doing the gritty on the field right now before the dance got super popular, they were getting fined on that until somebody said to somebody, "That's a dance. That's not gang," and that's a problem. So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. All right, Howie, you up next for the next topic. Actually, I'm gonna switch gears because I was gonna stay in the NFL. But I don't know if you guys got a chance to go on X today or Twitter today, but this is the crazy thing I saw today. And when I say it's trending heavy. There's a hot rumor on X today that the Miami Heat and Dallas Mavericks are reportedly discussing and finalizing a trade that would send Kyrie Irving to Miami, while Dallas would go into full rebuild mode around Cooper Flag. That this people are saying that Miami's going to get Kyrie Irving and Dallas will receive Nikola Jovic, PL Larson, the 2028 first round, 2029 second round, and 2030 first round pick. So I wanted to put that out there and say, what y'all think about this potential Kyrie Irving trade? Because where there's smoke, there's fire. Sometimes that's why I heavily believe. And then I was looking at something else, Howie. I was like, wow, this lineup right now, you would have Kyrie, Clay, Bam, obviously Giannis, and can't think of the dude's name on the other side. Right now, I used to play for Golden State. But you get my point. What's your take on this, Howie?
That changes everything. You know what I'm saying? That conversation we had yesterday is over with. If this happens right here, Miami would definitely be. I'd say Oh man, you got to keep New York at number 1, but then if you got Philly and Miami, who would be at that number 2 spot in the East, man? That's tough. That's tough business. You know what I'm saying? So, woo-wee, that happens, man. Wow. And somebody just talking about Spoelstra too, and the coaching ability he has, and able to turn teams into something. I don't know. Miami might be looking at that number 2 spot if that happens, especially with Kyrie down there, baby. That changes everything.
I gotta say, Mo, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. And I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that the Miami Heat are not done at all. And I wouldn't be surprised to say, you know, hey, Kyrie, because Miami, if we all noticed, Clay took a buyout from Dallas. You know, obviously AD's gone from Dallas. Dallas is probably in a full-blown trade mode anyway. So it only makes sense that Kyrie Irving is the next person to get up and leave. That's why I think, you know, this might make sense, Mo. Where you at, Mo? You think this is going to make sense? And if so,
yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense for both teams, but they're giving up a lot of picks. Ooh, that's I don't know how many.
We don't care.
Worry about the picks. No,
we don't care about them picks, man.
Yeah,
You're right about that. I mean, to get a Kyrie Irving, but are we going to get a healthy 3/4 to full season Kyrie Irving?
Right.
That's the question they got to ask themselves. Is he going to be able to last at least 3/4 of the season? Because, you know, Kyrie, he tend to get hurt too a lot. You know what I'm saying? Is he injured right now?
No, not anymore. No, he's coming back full season, full healthy. He was
hurt a lot last year, though.
But he's coming from an injury, right?
Yeah,
He was hurt last year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, I would take Kyrie Irving as my point guard on any team, anytime. But I just want a healthy Kyrie Irving. That's my only fear.
Okay, so D Jones, you looking at Kyrie Irving, do you think this is a possibility this trade could happen? And if so, do you think that it's going to be a trade to the Miami Heat?
Well, first of all, you said this was on X, because I be on X, but I don't be watching sports.
Yeah, it's on X, bro.
Not that X.
Okay. No, X is X. Longest, that's crazy that he'd go for that many picks, like Mo said, because I'm not giving you a number 1 for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is old, man, and he gets hurt. So that's crazy. I would take, if I'm Dallas, I'm taking that. You feel me? And as long as Kyrie not the number 1 option, because Kyrie is not a leader of a team, but if Giannis is the leader and you add Kyrie to that, that's gonna be a hell of a squad.
Well, I said the picks are the speculation part, but to me right now, I just want to, you know, obviously discuss the fact that Kyrie being traded to Miami Heat. That's the part that stands out to me.
And Kyrie has never played with anybody like a Giannis. Like, he's had LeBron, who's like a combo guard, but him playing with a powerful somebody in the low post like that opens everything up.
It really does. Jay, I mean, we talk about Miami. We talked about how they're looking right now. Do you have the sense that Miami's done? You know, and does this Kyrie Irving make sense to you? The Kyrie Irving trade make sense to you?
He makes a lot of sense if they can make it happen, for sure. You know, but, you know, Pat Riley's relentless about winning.
Right.
You know, like that's all he ever does. And I mean, every day he's waking up trying to figure out a way to get an edge, to do something, you know, to make the team better. So, I mean, I love to see it, to be honest, you know, and I agree with D Jones because he solves a lot of problems for them with Giannis. Giannis is never going to be a knockdown shooter. It ain't going to happen.
Right.
While Clay is that, Clay, you know, he's up there in age, and so, you know, you got to kind of watch his minutes. But Kyrie can shoot. Kyrie can distribute. Kyrie can finish in the paint, you know, set people up. So if they get him, man, I'm telling you, bro, the East gets really, really, really interesting.
And they got Tim Hardaway. And they got Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got him too. Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm glad you said that, Jay, because that leads me to my next thing. If this happens, Howie, where you put Miami at now in the lineup of the East? Where you put them at now?
That's what I was saying. I was saying they got a strong push to be at that number 2 spot if that happens, man. They really, really do. I know I got Philly there. I said yesterday, but I don't know if that happens.
You don't think
I may put Miami at number 2.
So you don't think they could jump on number 1?
Nah, you can't take the Knicks out of that spot, man. That's to me, and you just can't do that. You got to do it as they the champions, brother.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm saying this correctly to Howie Bell. With Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Bam Adebayo, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, you still think the Heat would come in second to the Knicks? That's what you're saying on the record.
On paper, because they haven't played yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we're saying on paper. That's what, on paper, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
All right.
They haven't played yet. They haven't. Well, the Knicks have proven that they've won a championship right now at this status. So they always going to be number one until somebody beats them. I mean, that's just is what it is.
Okay.
Even with Philly, they haven't proven anything yet. I mean, this is all on paper.
Right. Okay, so let me ask the Knicks fan on the panel right now. With the Miami Heat adding Kyrie.
No.
No to what? What was I gonna say?
No, they don't become number one. No, they don't go over the Knicks. No, matter of fact, I got them as either 3 or 4. I'm telling you, chemistry means everything on a basketball team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there won't be a good team, but they haven't done nothing together yet. But they don't know. They know what they've seen over the years, but they don't know. No.
All right, okay. All right, D. Jones, where you at? If Miami gets Kyrie Irving, does it change the lineup of the beast in the East to you, and where you see Miami coming at if they get Kyrie Irving?
I think when we did this the other day, I had them 4th, and I'm not gonna move them off 4. I still got this is gonna be a good 4. Yeah, because they 4. They not better than the Knicks, who I got at 3. They not better than the 76ers that I got at 2.
Who's their number 1?
Detroit basketball. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that.
He fell into that. He walked right into that.
I appreciate you, Mo.
Mo walked right into that one. I saw that one coming.
I knew what he was going to say. I knew what he was going to say.
I knew it too. Jay, does this change up if Kyrie Irving lands with the Miami Heat? Does this change up the way you see the East in the lineup and where you see him at?
It just solidifies them, to me, at that number 3 spot, and maybe number 2, depending upon how healthy Embiid gonna be, right? Because I think people are forgetting that Philly's fortunes are really tied to how healthy Embiid is gonna be,
right?
Because if he's not healthy, then they're kind of mortal at that point. But if Embiid comes out and balls out, then that's a whole other bowl of wax. But to address what I think D. Jones was talking about, like the Heat saying that they'll give a first round pick for Kyrie. Hey, bro, if things go according to plan, you picking at number 30 or number 29 at worst. That's basically a 2nd round draft pick. Nobody give a damn about no 20-something pick. You know what I'm saying? All the good players are gone by then anyway.
Don't be talking about 2nd round draft picks. We got one on the mix. No, can't talk about 2nd round draft pick no more.
All right, okay, we won't. So that leads me to another question, man. Howie Bell, I was looking at this NBA lineup today and things way shaping up, and I also saw some Golden State Warrior news and everything else. So I've been asking this question for the last 6-7 months, and I'm gonna ask it right now again, because Golden State Warriors haven't really done too much, but they got Draymond Green for 1 year. What is it, $27 million a year? So that brings me to you, Howie Bell. Should Golden State trade Draymond Green now? He had 1 year, $27 million. And Golden State, should they look into it? Because they got Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis. Where you at with this, Howie?
I think Draymond wants to retire a Warrior. You know what I'm saying? So that may be a little difficult. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to just trade him. I think that would have to be something they agreed upon with him. If my instincts are correct, you know what I'm saying? So I think he wants to end his career there, and so should they trade him? Probably be that for them, yeah. But will they trade him? I don't think so, unless he wants to leave. Then I don't think that's fine.
Okay, so Mo, I've asked this for 6 months. I'm still on the line of I think they should trade him, but a lot of people disagree. Where you at with this, Mo?
My only question is, where would they trade him to? And what team has
who has
the whatever necessary financial stability to take him. And what do you get? What do you get for Draymond Green?
Right.
Like, do you? I mean, he's not the Draymond Green of old. He got a good basketball mind, but his reflexes is too much. No, it's too much. No, let him do that 1 year, and it was nice knowing you. Thank you for the championships.
D Jones, where you at with this?
Are they trading him to KFC? Like who? Who's trading for? Who's trading for Draymond? What are you? What type of? Yeah,
and a biscuit with a bite out of it.
Yeah, Dunhams. Are they trading him to Dunhams? I don't understand. Should Draymond Green be traded? Blue. That's my answer. I don't know. For what? For who? Who you trade Draymond for? Some icy hot?
There's always a sucker in the NBA, D Jones. There's always a sucker.
No. Not for Draymond.
Well,
he ain't that bad at business.
Listen,
Draymond, if he ain't going to a contender, he gonna try to wild out.
Okay.
He gonna be parking cars for Steph Curry the rest of his life.
Jay, where you at with this?
Hey, I'm with D Jones and Mo, man. Hey, Howie, man, you my boy, man. But right now, I think Golden State, man, would trade Draymond for a power bar and a half a Powerade. You know what I'm saying? Because it's business at the end of the day. He makes a lot of money. Production isn't there. They're an old team. They're not going anywhere. And they ain't going to just keep him around, for like ceremony's sake if they can move him. They'll move him. They'll probably send him somewhere terrible. I mean, like Memphis or someplace like that. And then, he'll say, I'm tired of playing. And then they'll sign him, to a 1-day contract. And he'll retire, as a Warrior. Yeah. I mean, they will for real do that.
Yeah. White Chocolate said Draymond does not have a no-trade clause. He chose to waive his right to veto a trade in exchange for a 15% trade kicker worth about $4.2 million. So that might solidify.
Make it worth his while.
Yeah, exactly. So this brings me up to something else today, Howie. I got a call today from my aunt and uncle who are in Philly. And they were talking about something that's going on Philly Sports Talk Radio today. And I was like, really? And they said it's all about Sixers. The fans are going crazy. But then a guy posted this question. Will VJ Edgecombe cause problems with less playing time? Because according to what they're saying out there now, VJ is going to get a lot less playing time. I don't see how. But according to what they're saying out there, he's not going to be commanding and dominating the mitten like he did last season. And people are worried that he might cause problems because now he's in his sophomore season. Howie Bell, do you think VJ Edgecombe is going to cause problems with less playing time?
We don't know yet. Mo just said it, man. They got to play to see how they're going to gel, to see how it's going to work. So we don't know how this is going to even turn out. He may wind up getting more playing time. It depends on how the chemistry works and how the combinations they put together, when they're on the floor. So people just talking, man. That's just something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Up until the season. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't really, that's really nothing, man. That's much to do about nothing, as they say.
Okay, so Big Mo, the question is, if VJ Edgecombe gets plus playing time, do you think he's going to cause problem on the team?
I'm with Howie. What is VJ? He's the two-guard shooting guard, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a two.
Yep.
Yeah. So who's going to take his time?
Well, according to them, they were saying alternating, time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
man, listen. This is second year. This now is time for him to, because you learn from every year you in the NBA. It's time for him to learn how to just be ready when his name is called, when his number is called, no matter what. Whether he get more time or less time, it's time for somebody around him to say, just be ready when your name is called. And you got to stay ready. I don't think he's going to cause no problem because he got a lot of good veterans around him that been through what he's going through.
For the record, D. Jones, I don't think he'll cause problems either. But if it continues, I think there'll be a problem there because that also affects your contract. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Where you at with this, D. Jones?
I put this in the group chat the day the LeBron trade happened. Who is the number 1, 2, 3, and 4th option on that team? I really don't know the pecking order on who take the most shots. It's 1 or 2 is gonna be Jalen or Tyrese. But then you got LeBron, you got VJ, you got the old man himself, Embiid.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's gonna be a problem because I believe they're gonna win the championship in the next 2 seasons, and winning always solves stuff. And once they win, LeBron gone, Embiid gone, you still got a big three if Jalen stays. So I don't think it's gonna be a problem at all.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen's going to stay though. That's the problem. With
Yeah, I
Jalen.
don't think he's gonna stay either.
I do.
You don't know about his trade contract that's getting ready to come up. That contract's getting ready to kick in now with all that money. I don't see Philly keeping him with all them players. But anyway, let's talk to you about you, Jay. What you think about with VJ Edgecombe right now causing problems or no problems? Where you at with that?
Okay, now the logical side of me says most likely not, but Donald Trump is president, so there are ways that people can be really, really stupid, right? But I think only a person who really doesn't know basketball, would really kind of think that, because to me, this is probably the best thing that ever happened to VJ, to be honest. Because if you know basketball and you've seen him play, there's a lot of rawness to his game. It's a lot of aspects of his game that he needs to work on, to like be a legitimate night in, night out, 20, 25 point scorer, which is within his potential, but he ain't that right now. So for him to kind of take a back seat, kind of learn, play like a, kind of a role right now, and just keep developing over these next, 1 year or 2 years, depending upon how long LeBron's going to be there, then I think that's the best thing for him.
That's a great point. That's a really great point. All right, so now let me, how I always do. I always switch gears. I wanted to get this story in before we roll out here today, and I wanted to do it before 10 of, because Howie we had history today that was made. Actually, was made yesterday, and I didn't even see the story until this morning. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with singer Kwanzaa Jones, who's now also an investment broker and investment dealer. Her and her husband, they made history with their investment in baseball. Jones and her husband, Jose E. Feliciano, are the new owners of the San Diego Padres. Investing in the team was a no-brainer, according to their family. They purchased the Padres for $3.9 billion. She is the first Black woman to own a Major League Baseball team. What's your take on this, Howie Bell? We have a person right now who literally is making Black history by owning a Major League Baseball team. And she also went to
where's she from?
Princeton. And I think she went to Princeton.
Okay, where's she from originally?
I don't know where she's from originally. Okay, we have breaking news. Jonathan Kuminga just agreed to sign a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
From LA, Howie.
Yeah.
Oh, she's from LA. Okay, that's sweet, man. That's all right there. She almost a hometown too, close to San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing. A Black woman on the baseball team, huh? First Black. We even never had a Black man on the baseball team, huh?
Yes, we do. Magic Johnson owns the part ownership of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That is true, and that was he acquired that not too long ago. You're
5-6 years ago. Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So that's I stand corrected, but that's amazing though. What an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to her family, and everything else. Good history right there. I love it.
All right. Mo, you okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Mo, where you at with this, man? A Black woman who was a singer. She went to Princeton. She created her portfolio. Got her and her husband. They did major things, and now they, obviously purchased a baseball team for billions and making history.
First of all, they make me proud to be Black. Number one. You know what I'm saying? They make me proud to be Black because we do things and people think that we can't do them. And it's harder for us. They make it harder for us, you know what I'm saying, automatically. So they had to overcome a lot of hurdles, I know, to get in that position. And number two, man, them doing that, there's a kid somewhere saying, if they can do it one day, maybe I can do it. I can own a team.
Right. 100%. D. Jones, where you at with this, bro?
Yeah, it's very inspiring. One, is she married? Because she sounds attractive to me.
Yeah. Yes,
she's very married.
Two, my dream is to own a football team that resides in my city, so I can move them out my city. But
Damn.
that just inspired me. I would like to purchase the Detroit Lions
That's
one day.
horrible.
That's my goal.
Horrible. Oh my God, that was horrible.
Okay, Jay, where you at with this, Jay? Jay,
I hate your goals.
Hey, so when I read about it, I was okay. First off, I've never heard of her.
Me,
You know, so I'm thinking maybe there's a way, like maybe she wrote some songs that went diamond that I never heard of, and I was looking it up, and then I read she and her husband bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, who's her husband? Her husband's name is Jose Feliciano.
Mm-hmm.
Jose is worth $3.9 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, what is Kwanzaa worth? It says Kwanzaa has an estimated combined net worth of $4.5 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So if Jose is worth 3.9 and she's worth 4.5, I mean, she's worth 500 million or 600 million, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Jose bought that team, players.
Yeah, he did. But her name is on now on the ownership of that thing. Jose was the one who's instrumental behind it. But yeah, I think we all saw that.
You let them get divorced and then we'll see, who really fronted that bread.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. All right, Howie, I'm switching back to the NFL because I wanted to make sure I got back to some of this stuff that we was talking about earlier. And I got to stop because this is something I wanted to talk about for the last couple of days. But Teddy Bridgewater ended up officially retiring from the NFL. He said after this time he said it's official. Teddy Bridgewater is 33. He retired first in 2023 season, only to return to the Lions late in the following campaign. He served as Baker Mayfield's backup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2025. Then he signed with the Lions in March. His retirement comes 10 years after he suffered a devastating knee injury on a non-contact play in training camp with the Minnesota Vikings. Teddy Bridgewater has been up and down in the sport and everything else. I think he's going to be a perfect for ESPN or Fox Sports or something like this because the man can speak eloquently and everything else. But he retired for the final time. What's your take on Teddy Bridgewater calling it quits, Howie?
Yeah, it's sad, man. We loved him up here in Detroit. We wanted to see him, do some backup stuff, man. It just kind of, his career never took off the way I think a lot of people thought it was supposed to, because of that injury stuff. And
Injuries, man.
Injuries, man. Yeah, and because he had a promising career, man. He had a hell of an upside to him when he came into the league, and so it's a little bit sad to see his story. But like you said, he could go into broadcasting, man. That's money on the floor for you to pick up if you're an athlete, especially an ex-pro athlete, and you know how to talk. You got money, bro. It's automatic. Yeah. So, man, it'll be good to see him, at least do that, and he can give his perspective and he can talk, and then that'd be good for him, man.
D. Jones. What's your take on Teddy Bridgewater retiring? He's going to probably be excellent in the booth too. What's your take, D. Jones?
Well, this take is from my boy Trent, who watching. Teddy Bridgewater, Barry Sanders, and Calvin Johnson. What they all got in common?
What?
They retired from the Lions. The Lions make you quit too soon, man. Golly.
They have this football.
Damn. Another one. They done got another one. I'm gonna run St. Brown next. He gonna have enough. He gonna have enough.
Wait, what's going on?
How he loses his mind over there.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Y'all keep making cats retire early, man.
I'm like, why did Lions keep catching these strays right now?
Yeah, man.
Like,
is that time of the year for me, Howie? I'm revving up. I'm revving up. It's that time of the year.
All right. Jay, what's your take on Teddy Bridgewater retiring, man? You sorry to see him go? You think he had more time on the? What's your take? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I mean, people forget. I mean, this isn't the first time that Teddy retired.
Right.
He retired one time before and came back. Because he's a great guy, which makes him a great locker room guy.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to see him do is go back to Florida and get back involved, you know, in the Florida high school football situations down there because, see, people outside of Florida don't know this, man, but Teddy resurrected his high school program as the coach.
He sure did. Yeah.
Like that, like I mean, like that school was nothing, and then they went to like being one of the best teams in the state, producing 5-star athletes, college athletes across the board. And he got in trouble because, according to state law, even though it was his money, he was not permitted to like get Ubers for the kids, you know, and feed them. You know what I'm saying? You know, like after school and stuff, because it was some kind of violation, even though it was his bread, he got fined, and then they essentially forced him out as high school coach. Essentially, the state said you can't be a coach anymore, so he went back to the NFL, and then immediately after that, the state passed a law because it drew so much attention to it, so that they changed the law, saying you can do these things for these kids. I mean, think about it, man. You know, that school is in the worst neighborhood in Miami.
Yeah.
Those kids don't have much of anything, and they were saying the dude that's willing to use his own money to feed them, clothe them, do whatever, you know, give them what they need, he can't do that.
And he was buying their equipment and everything. Like,
he funded the whole program.
Yeah, going all out. Yeah, and
so I want to see him go back. Yeah,
those won the state championship too, if I remember correctly, or the city championship, whatever. But I remember they won.
And they lost. And they lost last year in the state championship, even though they're #1 team, to the Reigns Vikings of Jacksonville, Florida. Your boys' alma mater got their head knocked in. Let's go.
All right, Howie. Let me see. Last, I think, well, we winding it down right now, Howie Bell. I just want to throw this story out there and see what your thought is, because Michael Penix Jr., QB Michael Penix Jr. is not going to play Friday for the Atlanta Falcons in the preseason final, Kevin Stefanski said, but Tua is going to start. I want to ask you, because everybody's talking about this on the NFL Network and stuff like that, is this Tua's last hoorah? What's your take, Howie?
Yeah, I think, yes. Tua, this is really it, man. If he could somehow manage to stay healthy through this season, though, whether he's backup or starting, whatever the case may be, man, I think that he could revive his career. But if he, for 1 second, gets a rug burn and can't anything, that dude is out of there. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody taking a chance on him at all. You know what I'm saying? Any longer. They're scared, man. That CTE, we just have to talk about, man. That people are really afraid. I'm surprised that he's still getting picked up, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen that guy hit his head more than one time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really surprised that he's still able to make a roster. You know, so yeah, he's skating on thin damn ice. Trust me when I tell you.
All right, D. Jones, where are you at with Tua right now? You know, Tua's an Atlanta Falcon right now. He's getting it. He's got another shot coming. Do you think this is it for him if he can't pull it off in Atlanta?
Tua gonna get hurt taking his helmet off, and then it's a wrap. He's gonna have to go under the tent. You're gonna see him. Oh, he gotta go under the tent. And yeah, but no, the Browns are getting the Browns are signing next.
Oh man.
The Browns. Oh, wow. Shots fired. Jay, what's your take on that?
Listen, it's not good.
Right.
The only thing that's saving Tua right now is what's saving Deshaun Watson, and that's his contract.
Right.
Because they're not just gonna owe you like $54 million and let you hold a clipboard or just let you sit at the crib making that kind of money. They're going to at least make you get hit in practice. You know what I'm saying? Running scout or whatever that is. But the fact that Penix is being rushed back when everything over the summer was, we're going to ease Penix back into the lineup, because he's coming off an ACL. And they wanted to ease him back, working back, probably like, later into the season. And the fact they're talking about starting him right now, that means that Tua is stinking it up.
Right.
And we got to get this dude back ASAP or Stefanski, but the fraud that we already know he is really going to be exposed in a worse way. And Atlanta Falcons fans ain't going to have it.
100%. All right, look, I had to bring in white chocolate because now we at that point in time with white chocolate. Did we miss anything? Did we mess anything? Or you got a lot of comment to say before you wrap this show up? Anything?
I just wanted to mention that Anthony Simons is the backup to VJ Edgecombe, and maybe that's where the rumors are coming from about him getting less playing time. Because if he's hot, Edgecombe will be on the bench.
Simons is tough, bro.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm still crying that he didn't come back to the Celtics because that dude is. Y'all remember Vinny Microwave Johnson? Y'all remember him?
Yes, sir. What?
Yeah.
Obviously, of course.
There's so much in his game that compared me to Vinny Johnson because when Vinny Johnson started to get warm, he got hot and it was a wrap. Simons was the same.
But he was the microwave. He didn't have to get warm. He was hot.
He came out there already ready to go nuclear.
Yeah.
But how real quick though with Vinny, because you know what Vinny looked like, right?
Yeah.
Like Vinny had some soup coolers on him.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
And I saw him do an interview after one game, and he was so articulate, man. I mean, the diction was perfect.
Oh, he's a millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire.
I'll be off.
I was about to say, quick fun fact: his company is worth like over $500 million or something.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Right
Bro,
now,
he was so
right now,
smart.
one of the richest ex-players, bro.
He make the screws that go in your car.
See, I'm just saying. Like I thought Vinny was like, well, you know what was happening.
Right.
He still sound like that.
Yeah. And he's
sound
from Brooklyn
nothing like
too.
that.
He a Brooklyn guy. He from New York.
Vinny sounds like what I thought Magic Johnson should sound like.
That's terrible.
Right.
All right, y'all. We can ready to roll up out of here. Before we go, let's talk to the guys on the set. Talk about what they got going on, how you can follow you, and all that other stuff. Howie Bell, you got a lot on your plate, bro. Talk to me.
A lot going on, man. But always, man, it's up to the time, man. I'm going to Atlanta. I'm gonna be at the Uptown. You know, y'all got to come through, man. September 11th and 12th. That weekend, September 11th and 12th, I'm at the Uptown, man. Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. Come on and holler at your good brother.
Okay, my man. D Jones, what you got going on?
Man, I got a ton of shows this week in Detroit. I'm hosting Saturday, like a dating game, ballroom step type of thing, and then I'll be in LA next week.
You really gonna be in LA next week? Because I'm gonna be in LA next week.
Yeah, I got a show on the next Thursday in Inglewood.
Oh, okay. What's the name of the spot?
I'll let y'all know tomorrow.
Okay, there it is. Because Inglewood only got what one or two spots, right? 2 spots, right? Howie,
it could be the township. They think they've opened that back up, and then there's something else. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put the flyer in the group chat.
Okay, there's something in the square there too.
They got a few more spots in Inglewood.
Yeah, I saw the Chris Tucker thing in Inglewood one time, but we'll talk about that later. Jay, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Follow me at JD Hayes over at Fanbase. And really quickly, I want to correct what I said earlier about Tua. Tua's making $54 million this year, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
But of that $54 million, the Miami Dolphins are paying 52.785 of it.
Whoa.
So the Falcons are only on the hook for about 1.215 of that money. So if he really stinks it up or Ricky shows improve, they could cut him. You know what I'm saying? He could be out of the league.
He out of here.
He could be out the league, man.
Well, you know what? We'll find out on Friday or Thursday or Friday when the next game is. We'll find out because he's playing. You know what I mean? And I think gonna make
for Miami. Damn, they got a on the hook for that money. Damn.
Yeah.
$53 million for a dude he ain't on your team no more.
Here's a fun fact. Tua is the only one of, I think Steve got to look this up, but I think he's the only QB to never lose to the Patriots. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's 6 or 7-0 against Patriots.
Yeah, he never lost to he beat the Patriots every time he played them.
Another crazy Tua stat. He's worth $99.2 million in a dead cap hit to the Dolphins.
Ooh.
$100 million dead cap hit.
Ugly.
Oh,
But
that's great.
Yeah, that's ugly. All right, Steve, tell everybody how they can follow you.
Follow me and Frank on Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube.
Guys, thank you guys for watching. We're getting ready to roll up out of here. The name of the show is called Box Seats. We're going to be back tomorrow. I saw a couple of breaking news items. We're definitely going to talk about, I forgot which one was with the signing Yeah, we're gonna talk about Jonathan Kuminga signing a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves because we want to see how that affects Minnesota now that they because we all know who they got on their team and who they added this year. So it's gonna be an interesting conversation to talk to you about that, Joel. Huh?
And Frank, we never talked about Jahmyr Gibbs being the highest paid running backs in the NFL history, bro. Play for the Lions. We took the whole show shitting on the Lions.
We did talk about that.
Talk about that.
We did talk
He'll
about
be
it.
retired in 13 months.
We did talk about that.
Y'all, thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow. The Game Show Star Box Seats. Peace.
Hey, what you need, yeah.